What's up, wrestling fans? This is Ratman Rich Fulmer with your Impact Rat Report. Rat Report, Impact Report, however you want to call it. I really don't have a name for this. I'm working on that. Anyway, usually I do this on a Thursday. This week, I'm doing it late. I had a death in the family, and this particular show is going to be dedicated to my father, William S. Fulmer. William Sylvester Fulmer. I used to pick on him all the time about that. He used to come into my room 9 o'clock Saturdays and Sundays, turn it on while I was sleeping, and within 5-10 minutes I might miss the beginning of it, but every time I'd sit up and wake up, what are you watching? And I already knew NWA. Sit down next to him, we'd watch it. NWA at 9, WWF at 10, go all day, NWA, AWA, WCCW, WCW, all day, all night long. Saturdays and Sundays, sometimes watch the main event. He was a big Hogan fan. Could guarantee to call him when Hogan, even now, call him and say, hey, Hogan's on TV, and he'd turn it right on. He would, whatever he was watching, he loved American Choppers, OCC, loved all that stuff. It didn't matter. Turn it on, Raw, just to watch Hulk Hogan. I fucked with him a few times about it. I'm not a Hogan fan. He is. It is what it is. This show is dedicated to you, Pop. So getting into this week's show, it was good. Started out with a KO Battle Royal. Taryn Terrell, Madison Rain, the Beautiful People, Rebel, sloppy ass. Brittany's whacked out. I don't even know what to say about Brittany at all. And the Woman Beast, Havoc. And I say Woman Beast because she's probably the toughest in TNA today, and that's saying a lot considering Taryn Terrell is one of the toughest. But Havoc wins, and I would like to point out that Havoc eliminated everybody except one. It was Angelina Love. Rebel's sloppiness eliminated her. It wasn't a sloppy elimination, but Rebel definitely looked sloppy throughout the match. I really think she needs more work, and I think she needs more work before she's put on TV. Because right now she's looking like a diva, a poser, and that's just no good for business. Not in TNA, not my business anyway. My business of being a professional wrestling fan. Havoc won. Next week she's going to take on, or I think it's going to be next week. There was no advertisement of when that will take place. It will be Gail Kim versus Havoc, women's title. It's going to be good. Gail Kim had said later on in the broadcast that she's looking forward to wrestling Havoc. Kind of had some not nice things to say, but actions speak louder than words. We all know that Gail Kim is as tough as they come. Sam Shaw storyline is growing. I want to see more in-ring with him. I don't want to see this backstage. I'm a mental case. I don't know what to do with myself, but just stand around and be like a whack job. I don't want to see that. I want to see him in the ring. I want to see him beating people up. I want to see him putting submission holds on. I want to see him putting leg locks on. I want to see him flying off the ropes. I want to see him clotheslining people. You get the idea. I really don't care how he does it. I want to see more Sam Shaw in the ring. Same with Bram. Same with Gunner. Same with Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson. I want to see more of that. More of these guys who get less in the ring and more in the ring. I mean, this would have been a great one for a great week for Sam Shaw to come out and actually wrestle. But I mean, we see him. He was there. It is what it is. MVP came out with Kenny King as always. No Bobby Lashley this round. And MVP kind of shoots his mouth off, talks what he talks. Not a fan of MVP. Wasn't when he was in WWE. Kenny King has a lot of talent. I give him that. He's great for X Division. But then they put him against Chris Melendez tonight. He looked a lot better. Chris Melendez looked a lot better tonight. I say tonight, but I just watched it a few minutes ago. It's 2:24 p.m. on a Sunday. And anyway, it was good. Looked like Kenny King took it to the Sergeant a little harder than Zima Island did last week, but Chris Melendez picks up the win. It was good. It was really good. I liked it. And then Kenny King came back into the ring and attacked Melendez. And then you hear Mr. Anderson's music come out. Mr. Anderson comes out and saves the day. Maybe we might have a tag team here going. I think that Miss Sergeant. I always want to say Sergeant Butterlee Parker when I say Sergeant, so maybe I shouldn't say Sergeant. But it might be Melendez Anderson versus MVP and Kenny King of the night. I think it would be a great match. We'll have to see what happens in the following future. I seen that Mr. Anderson kind of gave Melendez a bit of a pep talk in the backstage. You know, pick yourself up or yourself off. You're going to lose. You're going to win, but you're always going to get your ass kicked. Not exact words, but you get the idea. Homicide versus Joe. This was a good match. This was, I seen a lot of, you see your typical X Division matches are a lot of technical moves, some fancy high flying, some fast paced stuff. This seemed to be more of a brawl with the arsenal of both men in full swing. I think the match could have been better. I was hoping for a better match, but I'm satisfied and I'm happy with what they came out with. It was good to see a great X Division match. Joe wins with a rear naked choke. You know, things happen. Homicide, come back, do it again. You've got many opportunities to go. You've got a long time to go. Come back, do it again. That was a great match. Like I said, it was a little more brawl than your typical X Division high flying, fast pace, but it was still good. Two great athletes in the ring, slugging it out for the X Division title. Perfect. The tag team match 3 of the World Tag Team Title Series. Hardys versus Team 3D versus the Wolves. Now, recap. It was Team 3D who won the first match. Hardys won the tables match. Dudley's, when they won, they said it's going to be a tables match. Hardys win the tables match, and then they put ladders in the ring and say, we want a ladders, we're going to do a ladders match. And I hate to say it, but I predicted this as well as I predicted the KOs match. When Havoc won, Wolves won, I predicted it. It was a great match, though. That was the match that stole the night. There was only one other great match other than this, and we'll get to that later. It was the main event. We'll cover that here a little bit later. But it was good. Mike Tenay, just for all of you out there, I'm going to keep saying this, and I'm going to keep right on saying this. When you look back at history of the Dudleys as Team 3D, the Dudley Boys, you can count more than two hands. 4 hands you can count how many times they've held titles. They've won 20, 24, Mike Tenay has it out as 23 times. They win this, there'll be 24 championships beyond. No, they win this series, they're going to be 25. We all know, and those who don't know, FYI, Dudleys are 2CW World Tag Team Champions. Right now. They've been holding them for 2 months now. It's out in Watertown. You ever get to see a 2CW event, go check them out. Because I loved it. I took the boys to it this past year, and it was awesome. It was in Binghamton. They go all over the place. 2CW, Dudley's 2CW Tag Team Champions, 24-time Tag Team Champions, and they're looking for their 25th. I understand there's an interpromotional thing, but so what? TNA announced that Magnus and Joe were IWGP Tag Team Champions, or Wrestle 1 Tag Team Champions. I think it was IWGP Tag Team Champions. They announced it. Didn't have their titles come on TV. I understand it, but they did announce it. They did recognize it. This was when Joe and Magnus were TNA Tag Champions at the same time. But TNA is not recognizing the 2CW titles, but always count on 24-time right now, as it stands. Dudley's 24-time World Tag Team Champions. The only other tag team to get that high are the Road Warriors, and I don't care who you are, two of the greatest tag teams in the world, the Dudleys and the Road Warriors, and then the Bucks. I get a lot of crap because I'm a Young Bucks fan, but you just can't help it. they're phenomenal, just up there. So let's move on. Wolves won, just as I predicted. They climbed the ladder, pulled the titles down. They won. Awesome match. It stole the show. The best match of the night, in my opinion. Best match of the night. Bram versus Gunner. This is a match I look forward to for a long time since Bram first arrived. I thought they would be a great match. It would be great to put them in the ring together, have them work together against themselves. Watching tonight's match, wouldn't it be awesome if they were actually hooked up and became a tag team? I mean, TNA needs a tag team. What's going to happen if bromans are... I don't even think they need to be in the ring, honestly. But they do more singles matches and more with the menagerie than anything. But let's put Bram and Gunner in a tag team, and I think we have something. I think they might actually give the Wolves a run for their money, Dudley's a run for their money, and the Hardys a run for their money, and they would just run right through the bromans. I don't even know what their role is anymore. I don't see them. Next week, Robbie E's going to be in the ring. He's going to be wrestling in the number 1 contenders match, but we'll get to that. It was great. Sam Shaw came in and interfered. He tried to help Gunner. He ended up hitting Gunner instead. Whatever. He just shouldn't have been out there. He's all like, "You hurt my buddy. I'm gonna go crazy on you. Just lock me back up in a straitjacket. I can't move anymore." I gotta watch this. I gotta watch this afterwards sometimes. I don't even know. But anyway, you get the idea. Then Gunner just needs to get rid of Shaw. Shaw just needs to get rid of Gunner. Shaw needs to be out on his own. I like Samuel Shaw. I think he has a lot of talent. I'm not sure the storyline they've got him in, but it is what it is. You know, Gunner said, "Hey, Brittany." I'm Brittany. She has Google eyes. Gunner told Shaw, and Shaw's like, "I've got my eyes on somebody else." I don't know. It could be Gunner. Who knows? But I think they need to not go that direction. I think Samuel Shaw being on his own would be a great... great asset to himself. He's got a lot of talent. Working with Gunner helps him out a lot. But anyway, now it just keeps going on and on and on and on. And I guess we'll just have to see what happens next. But Gunner loses thanks to Samuel Shaw interfering. Gunner was pissed off. We'll see what happens next week when we watch next week's show. Lashley versus Rude, the main event. World title on the line. This match was second best. Close to the first, but second best of the night. And that says a lot because that ladder match was just... It was what ladder matches are. Great. There was a lot of flying through the air. A lot of bodies getting hurt. A lot of times that I went, oh, that hurt. Oh, that looked like it hurt. Anyway, Lashley and Rude, MVP tried to get involved. Kenny King already did once. MVP actually got caught interfering and was ejected from the match. Kenny King got involved. Eric Young came out and attacked Kenny King. They went into the back, fought. That left Bobby Lashley and Bobby Roode to beat the shiznit out of each other, and that's exactly what they did. Great match, back and forth. For those who watched it, Bobby Roode tried getting, at one point, Bobby Roode had Lashley up for the Roode bomb, and he tried to pull him off the ropes. Tried to pull Lashley, is holding on to the ropes, and Roode just said screw it, throws Lashley out, bounce off the floor outside the ring. He didn't even. Usually they go and they land leg first, or they'll like land like in a super fancy with their hands, and they'll lay out there. But Lashley like straight flat on his side, hit the mat outside. It was great. Roode hit. Lashley hit him with the spear, kicked out of the spear, kicked out of the Oklahoma Slam. Lashley kicked out of the Roode bomb, few Roode bombs. Lashley got the win. I'm not sure what the angle was with that, but Bobby Roode tried. Lashley goes for the spear. Roode leapfrogs and lands, and he hurt his leg. He must have landed wrong. He hurt his leg. Lashley capitalized on it. Hit him with the spear. Ended the match. 1, 2, 3. Bobby Lashley still champion. Great match. Great show. I'll give it a 9. Only because I don't like the Samuel Shaw getting involved in the Gunner and Braun match. That's really the only thing. Knockouts match was good. The ladder match was good. Gunner versus Braun had a lot of potential. Joe and Homicide was good. The main event was good. Next week is going to be a number 1 contenders match for the TNA World Title. Austin Aries, MVP, Abyss, Magnus, and Robbie E. Like I said he was going to be in there next week. I don't make the shows. I wish I did. But then it is what it is. I'm going to continue to stand here in front of a computer, in front of my camera, and say, I don't like what they're doing for this guy, or this guy, or this guy, or this guy. I mean, put Robbie E in there. I guess they got to pay him, so, put him in there for something, but just put Magnus in there, put Braun in there, Gunner in there, or, I don't know. Throw Joe in there. Hey, Joe's already has the title. Can you imagine? Has both titles at the same time. Nobody's done it. It would be great, but instead you could put Robbie in there. Still, I will say this show, like it or not, TNA, like it or not, you will never see. You might see Robbie E in a number 1 contenders match. You might see Rebel in a number 1 contenders match. you might see Rebel, and you might see Robbie E, and you might see Jesse Goddard, who's a tag team extraordinaire. You might see the Menagerie, but you will never see a dancing bunny. Especially as a dancing bunny who is one person, but they want to make it another person. My name is Adam Rose. Don't be a lemon. Be a rose bowl job. Or something. I don't know. Anyway, it's Ratman Rich Fulmer. 20 minutes is long enough. This has been your Ratt Report.